Welcome to this week's What's the Score in association with Fansbet. Me and Matt are in Mann Island Social this week, just waiting for a coffee, so if anyone interrupts us, we'll be dead.
Go across the screen.
Yeah.
What have you ordered?
Just cappuccino.
Yeah. So what time are we on now? 1:45?
Yeah.
I always need a bit of not midday, but like mid-afternoon perk up coffee, so.
Don't they frown on you in Italy for doing that?
I don't know. I mean, if we got any
Italian late
Italian,
in the day.
in Moise Keane or Carlo we're watching.
I'm sure they do.
Let us know. Let us know what the coffee
Etiquette
routine is. Yeah. Why did he frown upon it?
I don't know. It's something about. I'm sure you just have milky coffees in the morning.
Oh,
and then in the afternoon,
right.
It's just.
So it's not if you don't like coffee. It's
No, I think it's just a milky coffee.
Oh, okay, right. So they put the milk back and lock the fridge for the afternoon.
That's it until the next morning. Yeah.
You're having black coffees or nothing, lads.
Yeah. I was gonna go all Jimbo and get a paper and an espresso, but missed the trick there.
Sitting on a moped.
Yeah, totally. Anyway, West Ham at the weekend.
They were not cultural in any way sense.
It's gone from one end of the scale to the other.
Yeah.
Brexit FC.
Yeah.
Always feel a little bit sorry.
Mark Noble's definitely donated to that bomb to Brexit.
God, yeah.
He's probably going to put £100,000 down, isn't he?
Yeah, 2 weeks' wages at least.
Instead of fining them, the club just put that money towards the Brexit bonds, lads.
That's where the club fine's going, isn't it? Anyone gets a yellow card? You watched there be loads of bookings on Saturday.
Yeah, Wilshere and Noble, the two, aren't they? Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, West Ham, essentially the only team to have Everton as a bogey team.
Yeah.
Because we effectively are. I was looking at the stats, I did this last time, but we've now played 71 times, beaten them. No, played 141 times, beaten them 71 times, drawn 30, lost 40.
So we've won most games against them.
Won most games. We can't say that against many teams, I don't think.
No.
And also, even in that terrible run of form with Marco Silva, we still managed to beat them 2-0 quite comfortably.
We were all right then though, weren't we? Or were we not?
It was I think it was bang in the middle of a bad run of form. It was very indifferent.
Wasn't it the art? I thought it was like when we played like Arsenal, United, Chelsea, like in a row at home last season. Or am I thinking of a different game to you?
No, this season.
Sorry, yeah, you're right. I was thinking of this fixture last season, but you're absolutely right. And we played that well that day. I mean, we never saw that setup ever again.
No, that was a Wobie at number 10.
Yeah. Walcott was right, wasn't he? Bernard left. Bernard scored a great goal that day, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
And Richarlison up front, yeah. But they're just a bit. I reckon their fans probably have got similar mindsets to what we have about a lot of things. I think obviously the fan base is the demographic and that are obviously going to be very, very different. They'll sing "Feed the Scousers" and all that sort of stuff when we go down there at the weekend. But I think it's, as a fan base, I think they've got that sort of negative outlook on everything like we do, where they sort of get the sense that everything's going to go wrong. I mean, they got given a stadium for free, and it's absolutely horrendous. That is very Everton. That is very Everton. Something like that happening to you, to be fair.
It is when you get given it for nothing, and it's still like the worst thing ever to happen to your club.
Yeah.
You're on a downer there, like.
Yeah. It is awful, isn't it? I mean, you've been there before?
I went down last season.
Yeah.
It's really weird. It's in the middle of nowhere, which I found a bit odd.
If you're a footballer, you'd like playing on a pitch like that, or not? I think when you're at home, you want that sort of hostility, and you want that sort of closeness to the pitch when you're the home team. But I think when you're away, I think Les' coffee's here. When you're away, I think it must be quite nice going somewhere else. It's quite a big pitch. They're not like an amazing team that are going to knock the ball around and make the pitch big and all that. It's not like you're playing Barcelona at the Camp Nou and like the pitch is 10 metres back. I think as an away player, it must be quite nice to go there and feel like you've got space to play and get on the ball and show your quality, especially for teams that like us, who should be better than them in a lot of aspects.
Yeah, you get the feeling that it's a ground where they still don't feel at home there, and you wonder if the fans and the players, and you wonder if they ever will really feel at home, especially going from something like the Berlin ground, which is really tight and compact and probably a really horrible place to play, to then go to like a big arena like that. It must. I mean, it'd be terrible, wouldn't it? Imagine if we'd done that. Imagine if we went from Goodison to something like that. Yeah. But like a big arena with massive spaces around the pitch. It'd do your head in.
Yeah, it'd be horrendous. I've only been there once, and the first half, me and Mark were sat in the top tier there. So it's not really like another tier. It's just like anyone who's not been there, it's like very flat, isn't it, at the front? And then like you go downstairs and there's like a little ledge basically, and then it doesn't overhang like it just goes backing up, and you are so far away, so far. Like you struggle to see like what's going on. I think you just feel very disconnected.
Yeah.
I think most grounds in the Premier League, when you go away, even if you're sat high up somewhere, you feel like you're on top of the pitch. You feel like you're involved in the game, and you know, if you shouted at a player, obviously it doesn't happen. If you shouted at a player, they can hear you. You've got that connection with the actual game itself. They're not at all.
I think it hit home to me when Pellegrini stood up from the dugouts, and it took him about 10 minutes
Must have been
to
knackered,
walk to the pitch. Yeah. You should get like a little buggy or something to get to the pitch, because it really is miles.
Yeah.
But yeah, last season we played them there. We beat them 2-0. Should have been more. Again, Bernard had a great game against them. Should be fit for this one, hopefully, after a good display last week. Do you reckon he could be the man for us?
Yeah. I think games like this where you are going to get space, and I think West Ham, I don't really know what they are yet. I've not seen much of them under Moyes. I've seen the Sheffield United last few minutes, which was dead funny. But I don't really know what he's done with them in terms of, is he like making them more attacking, because they won that first game against Bournemouth 4-0, didn't they?
Yeah.
Because he tried to shore them up a little bit. They looked quite negative in that game against Sheffield United. I think they're just like an in-between team. You know, you look at the players and think, I don't really know what style of football they'd suit, and I think they're sort of a bit like that. But I think we'll get chances, and I think that's where someone like Bernard is important. You know, I think one of the things last year which he was really good at was their midfield allowed us to have a lot of space in behind, and he just found pockets all day. Just knocking the ball off and then getting into the box to score that goal as well. But he was great. He was really good last weekend. And one of the things that we said on Monday was, we've loved his performance against Burnley, we loved his performance against Brighton. Go and do it away from Goodison Park now, because you feel like he can be a little bit of a home player at times when things are going well, and needs to be in his comfort zone, so to speak. But go away from home at a stadium like this, where you're going to get loads of space against a team that's defensively unsure, and be that fella who's going to unpick their defence for us. Because aside from him, you look at natural creativity in the team, and you're probably going to Sidibe, and that's it really.
That's it, isn't it?
That's
you
it
move
really,
him right back the pitch. I think it could be a good game for him. Hopefully he'll have an extended run of games in the team now, free from injury, and just get to give it a good run until the end of the season, so you can sort of see what he can do. Before we go on to our predictions, I asked, as usual, some members of the Blue Room what they thought. Here's what they had to say.
Coming down to the London Stadium to face David Moyes and his West Ham side. It's 3 wins out of the last 4 in the Premier League for Everton, which has seen us all looking upwards rather than downwards for the first time in a long time, so it seems. And with teams around us not being able to string a succession of wins together, Everton really need to be that side that can do so, and we can be looking at European places come February, which is pretty crazy to think after the start that we'd had. West Ham we've always performed well against, home and away, and I think a player like Bernard can really come out of his shell in these games. He's performed well in the last 2, scoring in both, and I fancy him to get another one this week. I'm going to go for Everton to win 2-1, and I'm going to go for Bernard to score.
I actually think that this is a really interesting game, and you could probably count on one hand the amount of times that you could say that about a David Moyes game. It's a match in which you've got 2 managers who are trying to defy the relatively recent narratives of both of their clubs. Moyes will be trying to plug the leak in defence that West Ham have had for at least the last few months, and have seen them just a couple of points above the relegation zone. And obviously Carlo Ancelotti is trying to defy the Everton narrative, whereby we're absolutely useless away from home. We saw a little bit more cutting edge away at St James's Park, and obviously it was very much back to normal for Everton fans in terms of being on the road when we went across the park to Anfield. So you hope out of the 2 performances you get a little bit more of the former in this game. I like to think it'll be quite open. If you look at West Ham's recent results, and in particular at the London Stadium, they're particularly leaky at the back. Games are consistently packed with goals. But I think obviously David Moyes' MO is to totally take all of that fun out of them. And it's primarily to make them a lot more defensive. So they are going to be pretty tough to break down. They've had on the way towards being an upturn recently with the impressive home win against Bournemouth, obviously. A relatively routine win against Gillingham, and obviously they were very harshly, looking back at it, denied a point away at Sheffield United, which really would have been a massive boost for them. So I think it's a game in which both teams are using to determine where the rest of their season goes. West Ham on 22 and Everton slightly higher on 28 points, but I think it's very much still at a volatile time of the season, whereby one really negative result could jeopardise everything going forward through till May. West Ham, obviously looking at the table, have a lot more to play for in terms of survival. But I think it's a key moment for Everton the next few weeks, whilst we've got an inverted commas easier run of fixtures, to propel ourselves forward, to put ourselves in a position to actually make something of this season and to potentially get a European place, which, if someone would have told you after 13, 14 games of the season, would have been totally out of the question. So I think Everton are capable of bringing all 3 points back. Ordinarily, I would probably look at this game and say you're going to get a relatively entertaining score draw. I like to think that Everton have got a little bit about them going forward in terms of Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin, who are obviously both in half-decent form at the moment. And I think we'll just about nick it. So I'll go for Everton to win 2-1.
Right, now Kate normally sends us her predictions in from whatever location she is in the city, but we've got it in this week because she's the first person in, I think, 20 episodes of What's the Score to get the goal scorer and the score right. Kate, what do you feel like being the Blue Room's top tipster?
I feel as if I've started the new year with like so many bragging rights. I'm going to get a bit of a reputation, but I nailed it.
Completely. So your prediction was, just talk us through the thought process behind the prediction and how you came to that decision.
Well, after hours of careful analysis, it was the first time I'd been to the game since, I don't even know, probably since Carabao Cup actually. I was just like, we need to win. I'm getting a bit bored of this now. So straight in, not too optimistic, and I do think I am blindly optimistic.
Have you not been since Leicester?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, right, okay.
Some of us have to work over
well,
Christmas, you know what I mean?
This is true. I'm not casting any aspersions there. It just seems so long ago now.
Be in the game. And I was so disappointed as well when we went to the Carabao Cup game. I haven't, Big Dunk had been in, obviously Chelsea, it went amazing, and just thought I'm here to see like this revitalised team, and it was plain old Everton.
Yeah, it was
again.
An hour,
it really was. It was so lacklustre. So going on Saturday, I wasn't like I said overly optimistic like I usually am. I just thought 1-0, nice and easy. And obviously when we scored, and I forgot my glasses as well, right? So RL, who was with me, actually saw that we'd scored first, jumped up like elbowing me in the head. And then the only way I could tell who had the ball was like, especially with Bernardo's, because he had like bright yellow boots on. I was like, this is going swimmingly. I think we're playing really well. So a 1-0 win was amazing for me. That's all I wanted. And I felt like a little bit of a traitor as well, not going with DCL for the scorer. But I think Richarlison was absolute liner. He was brilliant.
He's
right
brilliant.
through. Yeah, superb.
The way you described watching the game there, I think that's pretty much how I saw the whole Walter Smith years. But because I was pissed, not because I didn't have my glasses with me.
It's all a bit blurry.
Yeah, you didn't even know how many players were on the pitch.
I've got my backups on me, Deirdre Barlow's today, so if you need Tom Ford glasses at Goodison to mind.
Free Deirdre machine.
Gutted.
So now you've got 1 week, right? The pressure's on to get this week's right. We're away at West Ham.
Crap.
Just want to delve into that game a little bit more, especially because I know you're a big fan of the manager who was in charge the last time we lost away at West Ham.
Yeah. The fabulous Sam, as I call him. It's not Fat Sam to me.
No,
it's fabulous Sam. I know. I'm a bit disappointed, and that's kind of, it's knocked me confidence a little bit now. I think going into this weekend's game.
And of course, their manager was David Moyes at the time.
Yeah. Well, I haven't watched. I watched the highlights of West Ham Sheffield United, which you can draw so many parallels. I think between us and Brighton as well at the weekend. It should have been like quite a high scoring game, I think, as well. The amount of chances and like a good couple of like frustrating little like kind of like pockets of play that really should have materialised into something better. So I reckon it's going to be quite scrappy on Saturday.
Yeah, probably will.
I just think that, like, obviously with Moyes being back as well, and he was at the game as well, wasn't he, on Saturday?
He was. He was in the main stand. So David Prentice from the Echo.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's kind of like we've got something to prove. I mean, you can't go back to a club and just go, oh, it's so great to be home at West Ham.
Yeah.
And then not just turn up and just go batter them all over the park, can we? So,
he will be desperate to win.
Yeah.
And that's the only game he's ever beaten us in as well.
Oh,
that one.
Wow.
So I think every other time we played a David Moyes team, I'm pretty sure we've beaten them, apart from that West Ham one. Allardyce's fault.
No, it's Sam taking one for the team. Love it. But no, I think I'm always optimistic. I think if I wasn't optimistic, I wouldn't go to the game, or I wouldn't make time in my weekend to actually sit and watch the game. And I think if you get to the point where you're going consistently and you keep your season ticket up and you just know we're going to get battered all the time, or you think we are, then...
I think this is probably 95% of people at Goodison, to be
I know,
honest.
yeah, just go and do something more fun, go and do something that makes you happy. But yeah, I think prediction-wise this weekend, I think we're set for a win. I'm going to say 2-0.
2-0?
Yeah.
Scorer? Tell you what, give us both scorers as soon as he's on the roll.
No, because I'm totally going to mess it up now. 100% record so far. I know, yeah, the time of the goal.
Time of the goal is a lot, yeah.
VAR decisions, anything else. See, I thought on Saturday as well, for the first time, and again, I feel like a little bit of a traitor because I'm a massive DCL fan, but Richarlison kind of showed him up a bit, I think, on Saturday. I mean, I know, like, he'd taken a bit of a knock, but it felt as if from the off, especially in the first half, like his heart wasn't in it. It didn't look like he was knackered as such. I just don't think he gave 100%. No, it picked up again in the second half.
Yeah,
But I think I don't know if it's what it is, but Richarlison, especially on Saturday, and because he's played every game this season.
Mm-hmm. Started every game, yeah.
I mean, other than the derby, we're going to talk about that. Like there were a couple of Brighton defenders who were just knocking the ball about, and he was on every single one. Do you know what I mean? And I think if you've got a player like that, and then a player who's kind of waiting for the ball to drop at his feet with an opportunity, you can see the difference.
I think to give Calvert-Lewin the benefit of the doubt there, I think his job would have been to keep Dunk and Duffy occupied.
Yeah, I suppose.
And his job that game was probably to get a bit of a battering off them.
Yeah.
So if he was a little bit off the pace, I don't really blame him, to be honest, because I wouldn't fancy that myself.
Oh, he's 22 and amazing. I'm not really complaining.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing though. I think with Charleston up there, that is kind of his job to take the centre-back's attention away from him.
So how it works as a partnership.
So, I mean, look at the goal that Charleston scored against Man City. He had a terrible game there, but he was at the back post and no one tracked him because he tracked the front post runner. So I think that's how that works. And it works well.
Yeah, I mean, the last, I'm going to say about 13-14 minutes of that game against Brighton, I've never felt anxiety like it. Even still not entirely sure what was going on, so I couldn't quite make everyone out.
Yeah, you couldn't even see it.
It's like, what's going on? The anxiety levels of, like, don't do an Everton. You know, like, it's when you get to the point where you're like, we've just got to see it through to half time now, and then you're like, we've just got to see it through to the finals, and then you're like, please make it just be 2 minutes, and it's 4 minutes, and you're like, oh my God.
The clock's going backwards and everything. Yeah.
And like, obviously they had a proper little kind of spree of attempts from what I could make out towards the end of the second half. And you're just like, oh God, please. But yeah, the anxiety levels were through the roof, so if we could just have another belter of a game.
But this could be a routine win. If it's 2-0, routine win.
I think so, yeah.
Goal scorer?
Do you know what, Bernard? I think so, yeah.
Yeah, historically, he has a good game against West Ham. We were down there last year and he ran the show down there and scored. I think his first, second or only goal of last season. He didn't score many, did he? So that might have been his only goal. I'm not sure. I'll have a look. So yeah, 2-0 and Bernard.
Yeah, keep your bubbles.
Yeah, shove them up your arse sideways. Put your bets on that because it'll probably be right. And yeah, we'll get Kate in again if she gets it right next week.
Fingers crossed.
So pretty positive on the whole there.
Can I just say, I got the score right last night as well. I didn't get my own separate video like Kate.
Last week?
Yeah.
Did you get the scorer as well? Did you say Richarlison?
I don't think I did a scorer. I think I said 1-0.
There you go. Because she said 1-0 and Richarlison.
So to get like the separate less segments,
you've got to get the whole thing. Yeah. So she's the only person to get both right. So far this season.
Should we got a trophy or something?
I know, should have done actually. So she's now director of football and head stato.
Yeah, first manager to win a trophy for Everton since 1995.
Yeah, she is.
Well, in case.
It's not bad that. It's good going. What do you reckon then?
I would take a draw, but I reckon we might win. As much as you look at their individual plays and go, you know, Anderson is decent, Haller is decent. They're all just alright, and I think when you've got a bunch of alright players that aren't really playing that well, you should be looking there to go and win. I would take, if someone said to you 1-1, 2-2, I'll be happy with that, because I think we'll beat Newcastle on Tuesday, and I think we can sort of have our break then and look back at a really good December, January.
Yeah.
But in the same breath, we've got players who can hurt these, because they are awful at the back. They've got a lad in goal, and Darren Randolph's come in, hasn't he? He signed for them, you know, he's not that Roberto, you would have loved him to be playing, my God. But he's been carrying a knock, hasn't he, as well? He's got like a knee injury. I think Felipe Anderson's been carrying a knock as well. I think we might just edge it. I think it might be 2-1 to Everton.
Yeah. Any scorer? You need
to
score
this now,
you need to do the scorer. Just one.
Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison, because they're the only ones, aren't they, at the moment?
Pretty much. I remember you saying in the week, weren't you? But they've scored like our last 10 goals.
Yeah.
The other one being an own goal.
Yeah.
And even that was a header from Richarlison, wasn't it? Against Leicester.
No, it was
Was
the
it?
it was like United, wasn't it, where De Gea comes to punch it and it hits Lindelof on the leg and goes
of course.
in.
I was thinking it was the one, the one he was unlucky to not get.
That was Brighton away.
I'm all over the shop here.
That was Brighton away.
Sorry.
Yeah. But then even like I was doing that stat and I ultimately couldn't fit more in, but it was something like 11 out of the last 15 have been scored by them. Obviously the own goal as well. So I think the last player, in fact, trivia. Who was the last player to score in the league for us who wasn't Richarlison or Calvert-Lewin?
Clock's ticking here, isn't
I'm
it?
just giving you time to think here.
Yeah, I'm giving you time to think. Can't even think. I should hazard a guess, shouldn't I?
Okay. Michael Keane, Anfield.
Yeah?
Yeah, when we make it 2-1, yeah.
Of course. God.
Yeah, there we go.
That seems like a different season now, doesn't it?
Did you see he got put on FIFA's, I don't really follow this, but like,
the week.
Ultimate Team was like, I've sort of had to cover for work in the past, and it seems like it's basically, people who aren't savvy on it, like basically FIFA do like an Ultimate Team for their games, and their players get boosted, don't they, for the week or something? So they basically picked the best players from across Europe that weekend. So like Aguero was on it for his hat-trick.
Yeah.
I think Mahrez was in it as well because he was really good. I can't remember who else. But basically all the best players from across Europe. And Michael Keane got in
at centre-back. Must have been a bad week for centre-backs last week.
It's absolutely, he didn't have a terrible game by any means, but I thought, really? Has he warranted that?
Well, yeah, as well to sort of put the clean sheet down to him as well.
Yeah, fair play to the lad,
He's done it.
Yeah. Maybe we're not seeing something that EA Sports are.
I know, that must be it. Or maybe they just don't go with the game. I don't know.
His pace was still like 50 on it, I think, though. So.
Yeah, safe to say neither of the kids have got Michael Keane in their team. I've got no aspirations to.
He's going to score. Come on.
Go on, I'm going to go with that then. I'm going to say we're going to win 2-1 and Big Mick Keane to score. Big Mick Keane. He won't even play now, will he?
I think he might go Keane and Mina this weekend.
Do you reckon again, yeah?
He sort of hinted, hasn't he? Like, he sort of hinted that he wants to rotate those defenders a little bit more.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that could free up Holgate to go in the midfield, potentially.
Yeah.
But he has performed well. He could do a job against
the
them.
midfield's the worry, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is the worry.
Always is the worry. Good to see Gomez back in training.
Yeah.
Like proper training by the look of it as well.
Wheel him out on one leg. Oh dear.
Yeah, so if we win this, we will then go 9 points clear of West Ham, who are currently in 16th on 22. We're in 11th on 28, so that will really see us starting to pull away.
Yeah, I think 4 points from these next two games, and we're going to be.
Yeah,
you can talk. I think if we could sit here then on the next what's the score before, I think it's Watford, and say we've got to target Europe now.
Yeah, well, as you said, I think we'd be I'd be happy with the draw, same as you, for this one, because you just don't want it to break the momentum.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine we've done all those games, and then West Ham's like the fly in the ointment, and we get beat.
Still on Moyes lording it over us either, do you?
I know. Well, I was saying to Kate yesterday, the only time he's beat us was with West Ham.
We had Allardyce though, so
I know. She wasn't happy about that. She's big Sam Allardyce fan.
Doesn't really count when you've got Sam Allardyce, does it?
Can we just discount anything that happened in that period?
That season, just write it off completely. Yeah. And he has scored for us that period, didn't he, as well?
He did, yeah.
Great goal. Great goal.
The only player I know who scored with his knob and his arse, by the way. That's the prince for you, isn't it?
He likes the ball to touch him in sensitive places. I think
he's unorthodox.
What's the goal of his arse?
I think it was against Arsenal when he fell over and he was skidding towards the street and just went in off his arse.
When did he score off his knob?
I can't remember what game it was. I don't know if it might have been a 22-0, but it bounced across the line and he literally stood on the line and just pings in off him. So, hey, they all count, whatever works, isn't it?
Can you be offside for VAR with that?
I suppose it depends, doesn't it?
Yeah, don't wear tight shorts, lads.
Depends on the player, or wear really tight cycling shorts and keep it all in.
Yeah.
On that bombshell, that's all from this week's What's the Score. Have a good weekend, up the Toffees.